Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames, and if you're new to my channel, we talk about everything and anything in the pop culture realm. All the trending discussion, gossips, and trends. So, in this video, we're going to talk about a new report that is coming out. The title is Kim Kardashian Mourns the Kanye I know quote and accepts her relationship can never get back to the good times. Now, there's one thing for sure, and that is Kim is going to always be talking about Ye. Now, a couple of months ago, I said this to my subscribers. I said that Kim is going to monetize Ye's pain. And that is because, as Ye told her, her relevance is going to fade. People are going to lack interest into what her and her family has to offer because he was simply the mastermind behind everything that was propelling her on that, high status. And the moment that, that um, leverage has been removed, which is Ye, then automatically she would have to start building herself, rebranding herself, and it's going to take some time. She has realized that she has made a mistake by filing for divorce from her husband. Initially, she thought that the grass was greener on the other side. She said that because of her husband's condition at the time, because Ye was definitely on a ledge. And with depression, or even being on the spectrum of being mentally ill, as we've heard on several occasions. And make no mistakes, right? I do believe that Ye definitely has a medical condition when it comes to his mental health. It shows that he's taking medication because some people believe that, oh my God, Ye is a clone. And ain't no technology that can transfer a grown ass man intelligence, reaction, and everything. Scientists are not God. They can always try to be, but they will always miss the mark 99.999% of the times. So the Ye that we see is the Ye that came back, that started his therapy, his medication, and as such, when you're taking medication for like mental health condition, autoimmune disorder, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see where that person either rapidly gains weight or rapidly loses weight. And there's one thing always for sure, their face is going to be a lot rounder. I have an autoimmune disorder, and I can tell you that I can go for 3 days without having a meal, and I will not lose a pound because that is what happens when you have a autoimmune disorder. Your endocrine system doesn't work as it should, and things are just not the same for you. But you can take your medication and live a comfortable life. Ye is taking his medication and he's living a comfortable life, because I do believe that we can see evidence that yes, there was a mental breakdown. We know the story with him battling the loss of his mom, and when you know someone who has built a relationship with their mother, this is a person that Ye's mother was his entire world. I know when my mom got sick, I was like, Jesus, take me instead. I lost it. I took over 200 painkillers in less than a week, and my mom was just ill. She didn't pass. So just imagine Ye having to deal with the passing of his mom. And, when men are being cultured into, you're a man, you should be tough. Do not cry. Do not wear your emotions on your sleeve. That in itself can be a lot to cope with. And then if you seek therapy, you're a bitch ass nigga, you're a sissy, you're gay. So just imagine having to battle all of those emotions. Then you realize that there's this beautiful girl. You and her have been friends for a number of years. She likes you, you like her. Your mother's now gone. She has a family, and you can go into that family. They will love you because you're kind, you're genuine, you are creative, you're a superstar, and you can help them and they can help you. You can help them with their business and they can help you in return by just being your family, providing some of what your mom used to give, that web of protection, that go-to place, that rock and hiding place. That is what he was looking for from Kim's family. He wasn't asking for money, he wasn't asking for luxury. Kim family wanted the clout, luxury, money, media attention. Ye could give them all of that. But when Ye got into the family, he was given. He was given consistently. But on the receiving end, he barely received from them. And that contributed to him having to deal with is already past trauma and him now having to realize that, you know what, this family is just a group of takers. They don't care about me. They don't care about my well-being, right? Because oftentimes we could hear Kim talk about, oh, I don't suffer with depression, and she doesn't understand why people have depression problems. So just imagine you're going through a depression and having a wife like that. You're practically on your own. And Kim basically showed us that Ye was on his own. And then she said, you know what, I want a divorce because I am unhappy. This man is a grown man. He should be able to pick up himself. And I'm not going to push to help him because he's not a baby. I refuse to be his cleanup crew. I didn't come this far just to come this far and not be happy, right? So she left because even though she lied on a Bible in front of a priest or pastor, she really didn't have a conscience to say, I said for better or worse. When I was at my lowest, when everyone in the industry looked at me as a slut, he fought for my honor and ensured that I got dignity and pride, even though I didn't necessarily deserve it. He put his entire career on the line for me. He has lost friends, he has lost respect in the industry. So now that he needs me, I'm not going to bail out on him. She didn't do that. She doesn't have the spine or the backbone to do that. So she ditched him at his lowest moment. So after she ditched him, she realized that, you know what? This man is going to fall. I'm going to take his place at Balenciaga. But she didn't know that God had a plan. And God had written Ye's step, your step, her step ahead of time. As the Bible said, he knew us before he made us. So God knew what was going to happen. She didn't because she can't see the future, right? So when she realized that the husband was making that comeback, she was like, oh my God, I'm working out in my Yeezy slides. Don't judge me, guys. And now she's letting the world know that she's always Kanye's number one supporter. And she keeps talking about him, crying about him. And then she try to throw him under the bus after she supported his cancellation. And I'm not just talking about that tweet where she said, she stands with the Jewish community. We've been through the details of that. But after that, we could see her wearing all the brands that canceled her husband, which means that, yay, I'm right on board. Let's burn this man on a stake. But she realized that no, it can't be canceled because he got his success through his talent, his God-given talent, and he has worked for it from the ground up. He is not a cloud chaser. He wasn't a come-up king. He didn't use people for a come-up. He had laid a foundation, and when you've laid the foundation for your success, it's not something that people can take away from you, right? Because that will always be there. So she realized that, heck, no way, this man can't be cancelled. He's coming back. And then when Ye came back on the scene with his wife, Bianca Sensori, she was like, I need proof to this marriage, because in her head, Ye was she was the only one that Ye was so attached to. And she's accustomed to this man always running to her for refuge. And she is accustomed to this man being her knight in shining armor. But she didn't realize that Ye has been telling her that, hey, look here, I'm about to move on. So if you want to marry Tom Brady, go ahead, marry Tom Brady. You have my blessings. I'm no longer chasing after you. I'm no longer in love with you. I do love you because you're the mother of my 4 kids, but I'm no longer in love with you. So please move on and be happy, because I'm about to move on and be happy. She missed that message. So when he got married, it was such a shock to her. She was like, I need proof of this marriage. I need to sit and speak to your wife. But Ye knows that he's his own adult. He's a grown-ass man. There's only one Donda, and she's not with us. And he knew that he didn't owe her any sort of explanation. So when he, was in his moment and he started to make that comeback, she realized that his current wife, Bianca Sensori, is an integral part of that. She felt lacking. She felt like a failure. So what she did, she started this basically smear campaign all over again to smear Ye's reputation. She believed that she was that powerful. I don't know why she thought that such crooked plan would have worked. She was like, you know what? The public is going to be more accepting of my sex tape than him ranting on the internet. Him ranting on the internet has far more negative ramifications on him, the kids, than my sex tape ever will. So the internet replied, and the internet stood 10 toes down behind Ye. She was shocked because for some reason she believed that the internet forgot when Ye fought for her honor and her pride. And people were like, hell no, people rant on the internet all the time. That is acceptable. But you know what is not acceptable? For you to make a sex tape, lie on a man for over 10 years saying that that man released the sex tape when you knowingly sold that sex tape for a come up. That is not acceptable. You lack morals, you lack values right there. We will accept Ye's ranting, but we cannot accept that sex tape. It has far more damaging ramifications. So now, all of her plans, they haven't worked. So what is she saying now? Because 2 weeks ago, she wanted him. 2 weeks ago, she would do anything to get back that Ye. Last week, she was hurt to see Bianca having that side of that Kanye that she always wanted back, and she felt like a failure because she cannot understand what Bianca did that she wasn't able to do. Let me tell you what Bianca did. She stuck by him through the thin, and she uplifted his spirits. She encouraged him. It wasn't really that hard if you actually think about it, because you have a family, you have an extended family who could have done that easier than an individual. Bianca is just one person. You have your Weber family, which prove that you didn't even attempt to help your husband when he was in his weakest, most vulnerable moment. So Bianca stood there because, hey, listen, there's one thing the Bible tells us, and that there will always be life helpers. And this is why our faith is important. Our beliefs, they are important, right? And we should respect other people's faith and beliefs. Now, so now that Bianca has helped him, he's pushing his way, he's making it, and he's coming back. She's like, you know what? I'm done with Kanye. I'll never get back there. It sucks and it was hard, but I have no interest of going back to him. So all of a sudden, know that your months of master planning didn't work. At first you threw me under the bus. He was bad. He spoke about my sex tape. He used my sex tape to insult me, which the world knows is a lie because the world saw something else, right? He never spoke about the sex tape in a negative light. He only said that, you know what, I'm going to ensure that they don't release any more sex tapes of you. He took a commercial flight. I don't know what he said to Ray J, what Ray J said to him. He got every single copy. He got the masters, he got the copy, he got the files and everything, and he brought them to you. So he saved you, even though you said that you want a divorce. He wasn't in a grudgeful spirit. He still had a good, clean heart towards you. And he said that he's going to ensure that no one screws us over again, because he has a good heart. And you promised him that, hey, if you just do this one last thing for me, chances are I'll reconsider the divorce. But you got the sex tape, you got the original copies because, already you realized that, damn, that sex tape has caused some damage. Ray J came out and told the truth. So you could no longer assassinate Ray J's character because you've done so for over a decade, drove Ray J to the point of self-deletion until Ray J had to, be motivated, encouraged to stand up and speak out and provide evidence. And people in the industry knew what was going on. And when Ray J did, people came out and they said, yes, Ray J is not telling a lie. Here's the evidence. The company that released the sex tape said, yes, Ray J is not telling a lie because initially you tried to sell the sex tape without Ray J's approval, which means that you tried to swindle Ray J out of a deal, right? So everyone came out with their truth. You look like the fool. And then you tried another assault campaign on the father of your four kids. It didn't work. You tried it for months. It didn't work. The internet kept pushing back, because one thing people will always observe is that at the end of the day, many people did not approve of you ranting on the internet. And many people said that, oh, he is the problem. But guess what? As they say, time is the master of all things. So time started to reveal all the leaks, the cracks, and everything. Time started to reveal everything that you said about you. You said that you're very problematic. You're going to exploit your daughters just as how your mom exploited you. You're going to exploit your daughter for a come up. The internet started realizing that what he said is fact, because they could actually see you exploiting your child, from having the child in your boyfriend's lap to having the child doing grown TikTok and all of that. So people started open up their eyes to what he has been saying. They realize now that you have been tricking them to believe that this man is the problem, when you have been silently triggering him for him to appear to be the problem. So people were like, no, we're looking at facts at this point. So what people could see is that consistently you have been pivoting to assassinating this man's character for money, throwing him under the bus for money, because it's the same thing you did to Ray J. None of that worked. So because none of it worked, all of a sudden you don't want it back. You know that you can never get it back, and it sucks, and that's what's hard, right? All of a sudden you don't want him back. No, this is after Kim's multiple attempts. Whenever I do this video talking about Kim and Ye's relationship and what Kim has to say, as I've always said, just know that it's gonna be long. It's gonna be an epistle. I'm gonna preach because I believe in clarity, and I've seen where some people are still not aware of all the facts at hand. So we have to put it out there. So what Kim is saying is this: it sucks when someone doesn't see how different they are. She explains, I will always keep looking for that person. You will always hope you'll see a glimpse of them. And I do hope I do. It is really confusing for me. It is so different from the person that I married. That's who I loved, and that's who I remembered. I'll do anything to get back that person. I feel so bad for him. I don't even think he feels bad for himself. That is what came out about 2 weeks ago in a clip, right? And she's saying that, if I try to help, he'll probably go off on me. Let him go off. But you were thinking about you so much that it took away from you helping him. So now that he has gotten the help that he needs, you're saying, you know what? I don't want that man back, Kanye, I know and accept I can never get him back. I can never go back to those good times. I don't want him back, right? You don't want him back. Know that all the master plans have failed. Nothing has been working in your favor. So because nothing has worked in your favor, irrespective of the fact that 2 or 3 weeks ago you were trying to have him back this week, whew, you don't want him back. Isn't that exhausting? Like, how does she keep up? How does she keep up with these change of events in her mind and all of that?